Come on now.
Ouch.
And Staples, I will say.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was bad.
I am ready.
Okay, cool.
When you are.
A wiggy good morning to all of the listeners and watchers out there. It is the Sneaks and Stats podcast, episode 46.
I got no 46s off the top of my.
I didn't look it
top
up.
of the heezy.
Yeah, me neither. 46? Does anyone even like that number?
Ew. It's 2 Michael Jordans. There you go.
Okay, that works. There you go. Michael Jordan twice.
Michael Jordan and Jerome Jordan.
Jerome Jordan, his brother. I don't know if it's his brother.
Jordan Poole.
I am EJ, also known as Sneaker Peter.
Which means over here, I'm the Statty Daddy, Julian. Thank you for joining us today. Another beautiful day. For
Monday.
Some sneakers.
Yes. Thank you to all the returning and first-time watchers and listeners out there. Please subscribe and like our videos on our YouTube channel. And follow us on our social media, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Threads.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, I've been working on my voice.
While you did that, I pulled up some 46s.
Okay.
7 players have ever, in the history of the NBA, have worn 46.
7 ever?
7 only.
Told you no one likes that
No
number.
one likes, ew.
Are any of the 7 someone I would definitely know?
Yes, there's a handful of names on here that you're gonna be like, oh yeah, but I've never heard of any of these dudes.
World Be Free. No.
No.
Okay. That's my only guess.
Good guess.
Okay.
Aaron Baines,
Ah,
who I don't know, I don't think he's still active in the NBA.
I don't think he's in the league right now.
He wore it a number of times. He wore it during all between 2018 and 2021 for 3 different teams. He wore 46, and he has not played since then.
Okay.
So-
there you go. He's bounced around a little bit.
I think he still plays for the Australian Olympic team, though,
Okay, that's cool.
if memory serves.
Which is a really good
Yeah, they're
national
really good.
team. Yeah.
Present Grizzlies player John Conchar, who I've heard that name. I don't really know anything about him.
Forward.
Yeah, and then Bo Outlaw for the Suns.
Great player.
Yeah, so
I used to love that guy.
those are and Jason Collins for the Nets.
Oh, okay.
So
Definitely some known players in there.
a few people we know. Mm-hmm. So that's good. We have more playoff basketball to discuss since the last time we've seen you guys.
Yeah. Rest in peace to the Lakers.
Even though it was 4-1, it was like kind of a heartbreak, especially that last game.
Yeah.
Because they were down 3-0. They won game 4. And even though being down 3-0 is a death sentence, pretty much guaranteed,
Yeah.
there was just, I was like, the Lakers almost won game 5 in Denver. It just came down to the last shot.
Yeah.
So it was like, at least, I was like, even though we're very likely going to lose this series,
There was a shot.
at least we could send it to game 6 in LA.
Yeah.
Like, have them fly back out west one more time just to wear them out. I know a lot of people say, like, when the Lakers lose in the playoffs, they start, like, rooting for whoever beat them because they want the Lakers to have lost to the best team. But I'm too petty. Sometimes I'm like,
Oh, I am too.
wear them out. Especially since the Nuggets have our number pretty much. So
Jamal Murray does for sure. To have 2 buzzer beaters in the same series is pretty beast.
it's pretty nice. He didn't actually have a great series, or at least shooting wise.
Yeah.
His shooting was in the low 40s, I think, or maybe even 30s.
Yeah.
For a lot of the games. So good. I mean, he showed up though. That's the thing about Jamal Murray.
When they needed him most.
He shows up, man.
Yes.
It's pretty crazy.
Joker was Joker, you know.
He had not an amazing series, nothing
The
like
triple doubles were there.
They were
Yeah.
there. I mean, that's the thing. For him, it's still standard. But I feel like last time he was like, it was 40-point triple double.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything.
Where it was ridiculous.
He didn't score a crazy amount. But yeah, he's still Joker. He's likely the MVP. I would say.
That's who I would pick.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Out of the 3 top contenders.
Yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit, and there's some good. The top 3 is really good. I think Luka needs his moment in the sun eventually.
Yeah,
but
for
I think
sure.
they need to get a higher seed. If they can get like 2 or 3, then I think Luka will get even more looks for MVP. I feel like he's bound to win one.
I agree. He's playing out of his mind.
Yeah. What else can we talk about? Speaking of Luka, the Clippers and Mavs, as of this moment, are
3-2.
headed back to Dallas for Game 6. So, good chance for the Clippers or the Mavs to end it there because they're up 3-2 right now after stealing one in LA.
Yep.
Maybe the Clippers' last game, the last NBA game for the Clippers played in or home game, I should say. They'll come back.
Yeah.
To play the Lakers, but yeah, it could be the Clippers' last game in Staples / Crypto as the home team. So that's kind of interesting, you know.
Harden was very on and off this series. I think the last two games, the last game the game before this last one, he had 33 points, and the next one he had 7 points. So I wonder how that much. It definitely affects the game. I think just because the Mavericks blew them out. So
yeah.
Also, what we were saying, Russ is 4 for 32 in the last 4 games. Not good.
He's just been kind of a jerk out there. He's
He's being kind of mean.
Which I mean, you know, there's something to having that enforcer type guy, but man, he's just been like causing trouble left and right.
You're referring to the game where he got. Did he get ejected? He got ejected.
He got ejected from one game. He got into it with I think PJ Washington that one game. And then there was something else too where he got into it, I think, with Luka. It was like towards the end of of one of the games. And
that's right. They got tied up a little bit.
Luka's shoulder.
Yeah.
So it was an intentional foul, but then wouldn't let go, and then got mad when Luka got mad.
That's like very, very like Russ.
I know. I hate that he does that, man. He used to be one of my favorite players.
Yeah, he was great.
He's just become kind of a jerk. Where I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, he's getting that title now. Huh?
Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely weird.
The days of his the averaging a triple-double are behind him now.
Yes. It's always tough. I mean, you saw like star players have a tough time like aging out. I think the most notable example I think for like our generation would be Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Who
tough to watch.
Like was refusing to play as a non-starter and he just wasn't a starter level player anymore. So, and that was really weird to watch because he ended up playing in Turkey
he did
for his last professional basketball days, which
even seeing him
weird.
Even seeing him on the Nuggets was kind of weird, you know. Even though he was still pretty good at that time.
He was pretty good. I mean, the Nuggets got better once they traded him to Detroit for Chauncey Billups. And then I always thought it was even in
Detroit AI, crazy.
Yeah, but you know what's even weirder than that? Memphis Grizzlies. AI.
That's right.
If anyone out there has an AI Memphis jersey, we would love to see it.
Send us that pic. Yeah.
Send us that jersey.
That's actually really good, yeah.
It would be pretty funty. The Thunder, we've talked about them, but man, they really have just
Here they come again.
Proved us right because they demolished the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Chuck, I don't know if you saw, Chuck said the Pelicans don't even deserve to go to Cancun.
Gotta
go to Galveston.
Is that a real town near Cabo or Cancun?
No, it's in Texas.
Oh.
He was saying we're gonna send it, he was calling it dirty and stuff, and then I guess Beyonce's mom tweeted at him or something like, "Hey, put some respect on Galveston's name." Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Is this? I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if it was true, but outside of Crypto.com yesterday, they put one of the ads on the screens.
Yes, I saw that.
Dallas to Cancun.
Dallas to Cancun.
Why are you? That's like some San Diego Padres stuff where they were making fun of Kershaw. You know.
Yeah.
Put the crying meme.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? And then look what happened.
I know, dude. Luka.
So it's real.
It was real. I think he loves making people eat their words, man.
Wrong guy to
provoke. Yeah, and he did it on a bad leg too. We should have mentioned for that series.
Yes.
He hurt his knee. Hopefully he can recover.
He's got the sleeve on it and all that.
Yeah, but he said like, you know, it is what it is. I wouldn't be doing this during the regular season, but I want to do it. I want to, you know, make sure our chances are okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting though because that's the last series remaining in the West, and the East still has 3 series alive.
Yeah.
Celtics are the only ones advanced to the next round at this point. So I'm sure this weekend, between when we record and when this episode comes out, things will change. But pretty nuts that the East has had some competitive series.
Yeah, and you know, Milwaukee's stars are hurt right now, so Indiana kind of took advantage of that, even though they lost the last game. But they're making it a good series. Philly's playing with an injured Embiid, but he also has Bell's palsy, which is insane in his face.
Yeah.
So the East is interesting with not fully healthy top teams making it, and the Knicks playing pretty good too.
Yeah, Orlando Cleveland series has been pretty good.
That one's good.
I
Yeah,
haven't really been able to catch a game, but the highlights. I mean, it's been kind of weird because like the Magic just blew them out at home.
And after getting blown out the first game,
Yeah.
and then they blew out Cleveland twice in a row,
Twice in a row.
and then a crazy match in the last game.
Yeah.
So
that's been pretty fun. And I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if the Magic won, but if you're Cleveland, you got to think that you would have liked to have taken care of business.
Yeah.
At this point, you just think that they should be better, just on paper with all the players they have. But,
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on there.
there is also talk of Donovan not really being happy out there. I don't know how much
I've
truth
heard
there
that
is to
too,
that.
and it's like when are you gonna get happy, man? Like,
Yeah. Well, also
it's a good situation, but
It
it's
is
hard
that-
with Garland because Garland
Yeah.
is younger and was drafted there, and also needs the ball in his hands. So
Yeah. Yeah, they have good pieces there.
yeah, lots of good pieces, just not enough ball. I don't know if you heard about this, but I saw a headline yesterday and was reading about it a little bit. NBC is going to make a push to get basketball on Peacock, NBA basketball,
Okay.
for the next season, I believe.
Uh-huh.
But the way that would work, I guess, is that they would essentially take the rights from TNT. It's like so.
Which is connected to Max also, right?
Yeah, so it's completely, it'd be like a bidding war essentially, and it just depends on if HBO and Turner want to keep the NBA on TNT because I guess NBC and Peacock are going to offer like a couple billion or some crazy amount.
Yeah.
But the crazy, I think the worst part would be is that there's no confirmation that inside the NBA crew would move over to NBC.
Yeah.
And I know I saw this yesterday. Chuck has a clause in his contract
Yeah.
that if the NBA or if TNT ever loses the rights to broadcast the NBA, he doesn't have to uphold his contract. Like he can be just, he doesn't have to, he's done. He can be a free agent, he said.
And go wherever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a really smart business move for
sure.
him, but
Because then he doesn't feel like he's controlled.
yeah, if they, I mean, he must have so much fun on Inside, man, because that show, they kind of just,
Would that mean you break up the four guys, or I mean?
kind of seems like that would be the implication. Yeah, I definitely don't want to get Peacock and add that to like all the other stuff that we have. So if they could just put it on NBC, just on Channel 4, I'd be super down for that.
Yeah. That way everybody has that cable.
And I think there'd be some different rules. Not that they do a lot of raunchy stuff on Inside, but cable versus like the basic 3 channels and stuff. There's definitely different rules for like what you can do and say.
Chuck likes to
He throws
walk
a
thin
throws a
line.
dumbass out there every once
Every
in a
now
while.
and then, yeah.
So that probably
Maybe
wouldn't
eating
fly.
them churros. How does he eat them, Chuck? Right? He keeps egging him on.
He brought that up too. When they were grilling him about
Galveston.
Galveston.
Yeah.
He was like, I'd rather be in San Antonio with them, where they got them churros and those big
They call
women.
it big.
That dude's crazy.
That guy
man.
is insane.
He's hysterical.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. That would be kind of a bummer, I think.
Yeah.
So hopefully HBO and Turner want to fork up the money because NBA is popular. It keeps getting more popular, so
Yeah.
gonna be expensive.
It's gonna be super expensive. I saw what's her name? The player that the Sparks drafted.
Cameron Brink, yeah.
Brink, yeah.
She was on SportsCenter, right?
She was on SportsCenter. I also
With
saw
Rakea
her.
Jackson, I think, her new teammate.
Yeah, and then the women, the WNBA had their picture day,
Yeah, they're
team photo day or whatever.
what is it called?
Yeah,
Media Day.
Media day.
Yeah.
And I got to see Cameron Brink in the Sparks uniform for the first time. You said she's gonna be pretty good, right?
She should be pretty good, man. She was
Yeah.
really good at Stanford, and she's also like 6'4". She's pretty tall.
Is she like a bucket getter, or
Yeah, she's a bucket.
CBG?
She could be. Wow.
Haven't
Throwback.
said that. We need that in there.
Yeah, I think she'll be a bucket for them.
Okay.
It's always interesting.
I mean, she's second pick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's a really big deal.
Expect a lot. Yeah.
Yes, no, they're gonna expect a lot from her.
Okay.
And Sparks definitely they need some help. So
Yeah.
should be a good. I think it'll be a good WNBA season. I think it's crazy they've got how much more popular they're going to get because of Caitlin Clark. I think all the Fever games already have like sold out.
Yeah, and I'm happy for them because they deserve the attention. They're great too.
It's gonna be cool. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun WNBA season. I would like to try and get out to one. When I say one game, I mean an Indiana Fever against the Sparks.
The Sparks,
game.
yeah.
But they're playing somewhere weird. They're not playing at Crypto. They're playing I think in Anaheim or.
What? Really?
Yeah, I don't think
Is this a regular season game?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's regular
Honda
season.
Center?
Maybe it's preseason. I'll look it up. But
Like when the when the Lakers used to play in Hawaii during the preseason.
I remember that. And then
remember
they
that?
switched to now they pretty much only do preseason in like Anaheim or Staples.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe they moved it. Yeah, the Walter Pyramid at Long Beach State.
Oh, that's right. They wanted to
University.
start having games there now or something like that.
That would kind of be a bummer. Long Beach is
That's
a little out of the way.
far. For us, at least.
Take
Yeah.
the train, I guess.
Good. Yeah, I could. No, that is a little bit of a drive.
It's a bit out there, yeah. But yeah, that'd be
That'd be cool to watch.
something to
Though.
look forward to.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about some shoes?
Shoes-aroos,
Some kickaroos?
kickaroos. Yeah, I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in on it.
I'm glad, because
What you got?
first up for the newest releases,
Okay.
I have a new Adidas Samba, a podcast favorite, with Chinese collaboration with Chinese designer Dingyang Zhang.
Okay.
I think I hopefully am pronouncing
Whoa,
that.
those are cool.
Isn't that cool?
I like those. Is this like almost like a rubbery material or?
I think there is some rubber on there.
Yeah.
The materials list wasn't incredibly detailed.
Yes.
Said that they were inspired by an old cleat, the Adidas Predator Absolute.
Okay.
And the all black comes from Zhang's time in school in China, where the dress code, he had a pair of Sambas, but the dress code required him to have all black shoes, so he took his Sambas and blacked them out by hand.
That's a cool story.
That's where this comes from. It's kind of cool. The three stripes, they're like built into that kind of leather or rubber material.
With the stitching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no other noticeable, like, besides the holes there.
Yeah, the vents.
The vents, yeah.
That's, I mean, if you guys are fans of the show from all the other episodes, you know that I don't like too much of a black shoe.
Yeah.
This is like obviously all black, but it's nice. I like it.
It's nicely done, I think. I think it's some cool materials.
They did a good job of using the different materials on it for sure.
These are going to release through the Adidas Confirmed app on Friday, May 10th
Okay.
at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10
Okay.
a.m. Eastern, for a whopping
Uh-oh.
$250.
Oh my lord.
Over double the price of a regular pair of Sambas.
Wow.
So I don't know. There must be some crazy materials on there, or maybe super limited.
It's one of their more
I
premium,
guess.
high fashion
Yeah.
types. So
Yeah.
I understand that.
They're nice though. I mean, if they were a regular price, 120,
Mm-hmm.
I would be interested. I think.
I mean, I get the pricing too. I don't know if you've seen all, like even the clothing and for like the Travis stuff on all the sneakers app. You know how like all the
Yeah, so
like the
expensive.
hoodies are $250.
Yeah, man.
Shorts $150 for some shorts. I guess this is just that age now. You know?
I hope not. I guess that's
When you-
how it goes though.
When you can throw somebody else's name on something, you know, I guess you add some
That's what I
dollars
don't
to
get.
it
It's
too.
like even the T-shirts. It's like a pocket with a little print on it, and it's $70.
$70. I
We'll
know.
go to Target
Yeah,
and get 3 for $40.
for $40, even less. But that's a good pair.
Yeah, I thought these were cool.
Is it just this one? And
This is the only pair he's releasing
Yeah.
right now, but they seem pretty excited. They had a big like press release about it.
Oh, cool.
I'm sure there's a lot of companies that are trying to really engage in the Chinese market, and of course, historically,
Yeah.
shoes have been no exception. You know, they say Harden is huge in China.
Yep.
Kobe was huge in China. D Wade. So I think it's a market, you know, they're excited to work more closely with. So
Yeah. And I'm sure in China they'll have a special release party or, you know, or something special for the release of these shoes. So pretty cool.
yeah, pretty cool. Next up here, another cool pair that you sent me that I was like, whoa, these are kind of weird, but very cool. The Jordan 4 Low RM by Nigel Sylvester.
Yeah.
On a collab with Jordan here.
Famous BMX biker. He's from Laurelton, Queens, New York.
Okay.
Really famous for obviously for his BMX skills, but also a huge figure in the fashion world. Also, just surfaced online about a few days ago.
Yeah,
maybe
just
about
a few days ago.
Maybe about a week now from when you guys are watching this. No other Jordan 4s have been. The Jordan 4 has never been a silhouette that they also used for a low.
Yeah,
that we
that's what I
spoke
think
about,
is weird
right?
about it. Yeah.
I did not know how I felt about it at first with all this differentiating from the OG Jordan 4.
Yeah.
But like I told you, the more I look at this shoe, the more I kind of like it.
I think there's a lot to like. It's just seeing it as a low is so.
It's just different, huh?
You're right that there is a lot that's like missing from it almost, and even I think some things are intentional because like even here you could have had the traditional like eyelet,
eyelet, and how like it's like kind of like it looks like a
spider web almost.
Yeah.
But they've completely removed it. So I mean, an interesting choice. I don't think it's necessarily wrong, but that's something that even in this low model you probably still could have worked in. So you know, some very intentional design choices there.
Instead of the Nike Air, it says Bike Air.
Oh, that's funny.
Cool.
Maybe it says Bikey instead.
Bikey. Could be.
Could be.
But you know, the little details that we like. I'm a sucker for the mini swoosh.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's nice.
Always putting it in the front. Good touch there.
It looks stitched there too, which is I always like that.
Yep. And just I mean, you can tell that it's a good use of a high quality suede as well. Here you can tell that it's gonna be changing colors when you touch it and all that. And not too bad of a price, coming out a day before July 4th.
Yep.
4th of July.
July 3rd.
So July 3rd.
Yeah.
And for $150, right now, definitely on sneakers, probably some other boutiques.
Yeah, I read through Sneaker Bar Detroit that select Jordan retailers will be selling them in person. And that they're also going to do grade school sizes for 120.
Yes.
So if you want your kid to stunt, here you go.
Yeah. So cool, a cool pair. Cool. I love it when a collab does something different, and to do a low for the Jordan 4 is actually something you've never seen.
Incredibly
cool.
unique. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did some research, and the only other low 4s that they have are for golf. Pretty cool first time for Jordan and the sneaker world. But also, I feel like I would put black laces on it.
That would look cool. It would accent with here. I could see maybe like a gray lace too.
Gray would be cool. A white might be cool too, just because you have white on there already
accent
too.
There, yeah.
Yeah. So.
What do you think about? I feel like a big part of the Jordan 4 is the kind of exaggerated pull tab in the back.
Yeah.
What do you think about that being?
I'm
pretty
cool.
much non-existent.
I'm cool with that. That was kind of a thing that people didn't like, was that the heel tab would poke the back of their shin almost, or back of their leg.
It is very big.
It's out there, but how it's designed on this shoe, it looks really good, I think.
Yeah, it's such an interesting concept to make it the low, because there is a lot that's changed.
And you can tell this model is more of a lifestyle shoe too. So
yes, yeah, definitely.
I mean,
probably wouldn't be BMXing.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you're trying to stun a little bit,
yeah.
So, but cool. Like again, cool. I don't hate it. I like it. Maybe a little more accents like up here. You know how that's like kind of like the net webbing that you were talking about. Yeah. If you had that in there, I felt like that would look cool too. But cool differences to the 4, and good design by Nigel himself.
Very, very cool. Next up and last up for new releases, we've got the Jordan 39, which has just not even leaked, but we just first on foot sighting. by Orlando Magic standout Paolo Banchero. He wore them during the first game of the NBA playoffs, and I read on this article from Nice Kicks about the 39. Some really crazy stuff that they did to like get to this point, and very different. I feel like for what Jordan Brand normally does.
Yeah.
The lead designer was Joel Greenspan, who is the Jordan global footwear designer, design lead, I should say. But one of the other members of the design team for the shoe was Amamier designer James Whitner.
Interesting, really.
And
cool.
they were Greenspan was saying in this article from Nice Kicks that he doesn't recall at least any other time someone outside the company has been involved in like a Jordan
Numbered series.
number series. Yeah. So
That's
different. And Amanier,
that's cool.
we've obviously seen they've had a ton of collabs recently.
Killing it.
I think like 3 or 4 just in the last
Killing
6 months.
Yeah.
With Jordan, so they've been all pretty nice.
Oh, beautifully
So
designed. Yeah.
I kind of think it's smart to bring them in.
Yeah. Outside creative
Keeps it fresh.
mind.
Yeah. Keeps you thinking, and it's probably, I would imagine, I don't know who made that decision, but it's like if you're designing the shoe as a Jordan employee,
Yeah.
it's got to keep you on your toes to have someone else there.
Yeah.
like,
It's, what kind of, why didn't you ask me? Yeah.
I don't even think it's a bad thing.
No, not at all.
One of the things that they are focused on this one is more, for the first time they're saying, is more, this is a shoe for the ground instead of in the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what they did is they took a pair of Jordan 29s, painted them all white, and then had a athlete do a number of like cuts with them.
Yeah.
And then they used that paint that they put on to see where the cracks were, which I think gave you kind of the shape of the body there, or the styling on the body there.
That makes
Thought that was interesting.
a lot of sense.
Good way to see where you need to put extra materials and stuff.
For sure. And look how big the sole is.
Yeah,
It takes
it's
up
huge.
more of the surface of the shoe towards the middle of the shoe, especially in the back here.
Yeah.
And where you would see the cracking along here, they changed that with this material that will not crack. You could tell, or you could see the little lines from the movement of your foot. And then the middle of the shoe here, you're not gonna. This kind of canvas material, you're not gonna see that there either. So
No.
crazy new details on the newest Jordan.
Yeah, and an interesting design process too. The sole of the 39 to me looks a lot and reminds me a lot of the Harden 8, just because it has that very round
Yes,
shape to it.
I was just gonna say it does remind me too of like the shape of a Puma basketball shoe, like the mellows, where it's kind of like kind of thicker in the back, going down into like a triangle to the front. But I like it a lot. It looks nice to me.
This is the second new upcoming Jordan numbered release that we've done on the podcast. Of course, 38 being the other one. I would say I definitely prefer the look of the 38.
38 looks
to
nice.
this.
Yeah.
And the 38 did grow on me though. I think at first I was like, I wasn't crazy about it, but
Right.
these I'm a little hesitant. I'm cool on them right now. Especially Paulo with the black socks and the white shoes. Don't know how that happened.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
But cool for Paulo. He's we've mentioned him a few times. He's balling out. He's gonna be
and that's spoken about a lot.
no, not really. He's gonna be a star in this league for a long time. So cool for him to be debuting the
Yeah, he deserves it.
next numbered Jordan.
I wouldn't be surprised if they gave him a shoe too.
No, I was thinking the same thing, that at some point I'm sure they will. Here's the opposite end.
They're nice.
Nothing,
I like it.
nothing too crazy different, I would say. I do like the tongue. I like the material on the tongue.
Yeah.
Those kind of diamond shaped
And
patterns.
look how big it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that inside out sock though?
Yeah, that's a little strange. I don't know if he does that during a game. This is
that a
from
thing?
warm up. I've never heard of that. I mean, maybe it's like a superstition playoff thing. I
Could
don't
be.
know.
Yeah.
Because this is from warm ups. Yeah.
Do you lose the effect of the elite sock though by flipping it inside out, or does it work the same?
Maybe he's got another pair on underneath.
Oh, they do wear two
double
sometimes.
sock.
Yeah.
But I thought it was weird. I mean, again, just warm ups, but he didn't lace them up. I feel like I would not be warming up well.
It's not necessarily a sock liner either.
No.
It
doesn't look like it.
It opens
Yeah.
up in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, he knows his legs more than we do.
He's in the NBA and we are not.
We are not. But a cool shoe, like you can see from even like from our past episodes of Jordans and basketball shoes that we've done. Even when they wear it for the first time, there's already creasing on the sides.
Yeah,
So you can see here,
yeah.
there's none at all.
No, and these, yeah, they're
Cool
not
technology,
going to.
man. Yeah.
I think this is also the first Jordan to include the Zoom X technology.
Okay.
From what I read. So there's they're putting a lot of work and a lot of new stuff into this. So hopefully, lead them forward.
Crazy, they're on 39 already too.
Really
Hard to believe.
Really pretty crazy.
Yeah.
The game he wore them in, just to do a quick little heat on feet check before we get to the real thing. He had 24 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 9 turnovers.
Shoot.
Yeah. I mean, it was his first playoff game ever, so, jitters. 9 of 17 from the field, though, so not too bad there. And then he's since switched back to the Luka 2, which is what he was wearing before. So it was just the one game. Nice Kicks expects these to release for $200. The Jordan 38 released for the same amount, I believe, last August. So, keep
Pretty
that
penny.
in mind this summer. Maybe a new numbered Jordan coming out.
Yeah. I could see this being one of those shoes that are gifted to a whole high school team,
Yeah, definitely.
right? Like a college team. So Jordan sponsored team. Shout out to Orlando Magic. They're giving the Cleveland Cavaliers a run for their money.
They're giving them hell.
Franz Wagner is pretty beast.
He's good, man. The
He's
Wagner
good.
brothers, man. They're
Right? And that's right. They're together.
Yeah, it's cool that they play together. I think it probably helps.
Yeah, for sure.
The Copper Drop tournament is done.
Has concluded.
If you guys want to see who won, make sure you check out the video that's up now
Yeah.
from last week's episode. But that means we're back to regular Cop or Drop.
That's right.
And, we had a lot of good stuff in the last round of Cop or Drop. But I noticed there was one particular silhouette missing. So I'm turning the screws on you with this one.
I'm nervous.
This Copper Drop, I think,
My
is going to
first
be...
time.
I'll be gentle. Don't worry, baby.
That's right.
Here we go, though. Copper Drop,
Okay.
OG style.
Yeah. Wow. Why would you do that to me?
Jordan 1 Bread up against the Fire Red Jordan 1 Chicago. Excuse me.
I'm very happy that you made this Copper Drop. Great segue into the newest news of the Bread one is going to re-release
Oh, really?
in 2025, which makes me very happy because that's in my holy grail of J's, and I need that.
Do you know the last time they released the Bread one? I saw maybe
Yeah,
a pair
last
from
year.
like 2012. They did a Bread one last year?
But it's reimagined.
Oh, they're doing the reimagined.
Well,
Okay.
they reimagined this.
Yes.
They did reimagined Royal
Yes.
with in the what is that suede? The
Yeah,
suede
yeah, I
instead of leather. And they released this last year, but in the velvet.
Oh, okay.
Like the satin.
Oh,
the
yes,
satin
yes.
for the women.
Yeah.
Which all three of this and the Royal did not do well. So if you guys need these, reimagined, if you will, pairs in your collection, they're only like $100 each. Still similar to the OG. If the OGs are still really expensive, these are only about $100.
But so are they doing next year an OG?
It's gonna be the OG high, and then the high too, not the mid, the high. And I don't think they're reimagining it, so it's gonna be the leather. It's gonna be we gotta at least go for that.
We gotta at least try.
Both in my top holy grail of Jordans.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
There's so much history there.
Yeah. The Fire Red 4 is obviously my favorite of all
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Number 2 is definitely the Chicago one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go with the Chicago one.
I had a feeling. I wanted to put, two Titans up there. Like I said, never done a Jordan
Big time.
1. Any Jordan 1, I don't think, on a Copper Drop. So
That's true.
had to get them on there.
Nicely done, yeah.
Yeah, in some aspect. I would also go with the Chicago
Yeah.
1.
And
The Bread one is just too much a little bit.
You think so?
Just
Yeah.
a little bit, yeah.
I mean, this is the band pair.
Yep. There's a lot. The history is crazy. and
insane. This
very
is
cool.
This is the pair that David Letterman threw behind him when Jordan was on, You know, Jordan was
Yeah,
on.
that's a
Late
funny
Night.
clip. Such a funny clip.
Yeah, and the way they're talking about it was like it's such a bad thing. Now it's just to see where it's how
I
far
know.
it's come.
Yeah, it's so weird to see them talk about it there.
Right, and but yeah, I mean, right behind this guy is this guy. So I mean, for me, so I could have gone either way, but
Yeah.
gotta go be the Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago one is just, I love the accents of it.
Yeah.
And how I feel like the color all kind of, they all help each other a little bit better than I think they do on the bread one, personally speaking.
When somebody says Jordan shoes,
That's the
That's
one
the
you
one
think
you
of.
think of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
any Jordan shoe really. So
Yeah, if you just say I got a pair of Jordans, probably you're at least going to picture this
a
shoe
Jordan one
for
yeah.
a second.
yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you for copying and dropping.
Well, great selections.
back to basics here.
You know, I will say in the next tournament, this will be one of the top seeds. Probably.
true. Yeah,
that's
it'll
gonna
be-
be tough
it'll
to
be up
beat.
there.
Yeah,
Should we get into some heat on them feet?
let's do it.
The heat's on the feet. So
The heat is
let's
already
do
on
it.
your feet. I see it.
It's there.
Have you changed the laces on those before yet?
No, I haven't.
Have you done a lace swap?
They
I mean?
came with a pair of red, and I have not ever put them on. I didn't really like it.
White looks really good.
I have a pair of white that just appeared. I don't know where they came from. So
Yeah.
I might throw them on one day.
Yeah, I mean just to switch it up. you
Yeah,
know?
I'm
They look
curious.
great on that pair.
I'll try them. Okay, next time you see me in them, they will have white laces. Maybe one white, one red. There you go.
Oh, you're trying to be in the culture
I'm
for
gonna be
sure.
crazy. Okay, heat on the feet.
Okay. I'm
First up, we
excited.
got a cool
I
pair.
haven't done this in a while.
I know this has been a really long time since we've done some heat on the feet.
The return.
And playoff edition. This is kind of where we first started doing this.
Yeah.
It was the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
First pair, you sent me these. LeBron 21 in a cool PE, inspired by Deion Sanders Diamond Turf
Yes.
shoes. with
Which is
Nike.
coming back also next year.
Re-releasing, yes, for Coach
Yes.
Prime. The original, they were black and
Black and white.
yeah.
And then the white and red came out later on too.
Okay. Because this pair, it looks a lot like LeBron should be playing for the Raptors.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
One of the things that I love most about when they do stuff like this, so just with the book one,
Yes.
all the OG colorways from not necessarily a basketball shoe, but just OG Nike colorways, you know, from all the running shoes they've had. They put it on the book one. I just love it when they do that. Same thing with this. This is the LeBron 21 with the Diamond Turf, obviously colorway and stitching and all that on there. I love it, dude. And they even added the strap and all that.
I know the strap is a super nice touch, and it looks good on that shoe. I think
It does.
I feel like that
It
should have
does.
been a staple.
Really executed well. You know for sure with the resurgence of, with Deion Sanders showing up in the limelight now, being the coach of, Colorado University football. This is why he brought up these. I mean, he has good shoes too, so this is why LeBron kind of added that to his repertoire of colorways.
Coach Prime and his sons got some shade recently.
I saw that.
That was pretty bad because
Yeah.
they supposedly Deion Sanders told one of the players to leave the team, like that you should transfer to another team. And then when he brought that up, like it ruined my day. Like I was just like so down. I was crying and like all this stuff. I just couldn't believe he would ask me to leave. And then Shadur was like, I don't even remember who this was.
I don't even know who he
must have
was.
been pretty mid. I was like,
Yeah. Ouch.
just to double down. I'm like, that's brutal. That's
Ouch.
so brutal. Here's a little bit of a closer look at this pair.
Super nice.
Very cool.
It goes
Very
back
cool
to
homage.
Yeah, and it goes back to our OG episodes where we talk about how we like how the old school '90s look
Yeah,
of shoes.
yeah.
That's definitely that feel.
Yes,
It
yeah.
like the Niner days of his Niner days.
Yeah.
when he was playing football and stuff. So
It's kind of cool too. It seems like maybe, I don't know if Nike's doing it more, but you have this, and this is a PE. This is obviously I don't think this is gonna ever
Well,
be
never.
released.
No.
But you saw with the GT Hustle 3, they did the Air More Up Tempo nod.
Yes.
So they've had a few, nods to the past
Yeah.
recently. So
And we love that. We
yeah,
always
very
talk
cool.
about that.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker probably already has these.
He probably stole them. He probably was waiting in the locker room. Hey, LeBron.
Can I have those? You know what I mean? Like,
He pays off the ball boys and all the equipment managers. Hey, steal LeBron's
get them.
shoes.
Take them. Yeah.
This was game 3 of the Lakers' first round loss to the Nuggets.
Yeah.
105 to 112. The Lakers did end up losing this game. 26 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, a block, 3 turnovers, and 3 fouls. 12 of 20 from the field for the King. Only 1 of 6 from downtown, which is a little surprising because this was his best regular season shooting from the three-point line ever
Downtown,
for
yeah.
LeBron. So not a great performance from there. But otherwise, I mean, LeBron really, when it came down to it, he was still kind of the closer for the Lakers.
course,
Which,
of course.
I feel like there's always this talk about someone else needs to step up. And
Yeah.
maybe that's not wrong, but LeBron's still LeBron. Like, he's going to try and
Yeah.
finish games. AD had 33 points and 15 rebounds. No blocks for him in this game, oddly.
Also
but
weird.
5 fouls, 14 for 23 from the field. He had a great series too. It was those two had.
They
I mean,
did what they're supposed to.
the whole season,
Yeah.
season, they had some of the best, probably their best season statistically as a duo.
As a duo.
since they've been.
Most games Anthony Davis has ever played,
Yes.
you know, just came up short, you know.
It was a recipe for success. It looked like, but
Yeah.
I mean, on paper. But I feel like the writing was on the wall for this team for a long time. They had a really good second half, like post All-Star break, but
They would even
just couldn't get it together.
Some people were even saying that they should have pushed for a point guard, like during the whole Kyrie thing. But
We've got like 4 points. That
We
was
have 5
actually a
million point
problem
guards.
that we
Yeah.
I discussed, is that at one
Yeah.
point out there is Dinwiddie, D'Lo, and Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves, basically.
That,
Yeah.
Or like, just that doesn't make sense.
yeah,
And that's why there's been a lot. I've seen some people pushing back because Darvin Ham is definitely on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Whether he should be or not, I think yes, probably he should be. But there's been a lot of pushback. I know Chuck said it's not the coach's fault. At a certain point, I don't know.
well,
In this game, actually, that's the other guy I highlighted, Aaron Gordon, 29 points, 15 rebounds. You and I were talking about it. In this game, why wasn't Jackson Hayes out there to help guard Aaron Gordon?
And it's those adjustments that make me realize that he was still he's still obviously doing calling the shots in terms of the rotations.
Yes,
right? So how did you not see that? You know.
And that was to us what we like. Jackson Hayes did not play, and I'm not saying Jackson Hayes is great. I think he's a decent backup center. But when Aaron Gordon is just standing in the dunker spot, getting 3 offensive rebounds and dunks whenever
getting
he
a
wants,
layup.
put a big body out there.
Yeah.
LeBron was the biggest guy on the court. It was, I think, when we were talking about this, it was that 3-guard lineup with Dinwiddie, D'Lo, and Reeves, Taurean Prince, and LeBron.
No size.
That's
No size.
Even though Jokic wasn't playing, that's way too small.
Aaron Gordon
Gordon's
plays big.
enough. Yeah, he's
Yes.
he's too big for that.
Also, I would have liked to see Christie maybe take over Dinwiddie's minutes. Dinwiddie had not have a good series.
Yeah, I wish Max Christie would get some more minutes. I think he's
'Cause
still
he
got
shot well.
a way to go.
True,
in
true.
his career, but I really like
wouldn't have
what
hurt.
he brings. He's quick and
Brings youth.
yeah, he's youthful. He's a pretty decent shooter. Yeah, I think he should play more.
I think he should have played more for sure.
But that's in the past.
Thank you for letting us vent
Yeah.
on our Lakers.
At least we're not this next team. The Suns.
The Suns.
We've talked about this man and his shoes quite a bit.
Yeah.
Podcast favorite for sure, the AE1s. But on the other end here, D-Book, we have not talked all that much, and I don't think we featured the Book one really on the podcast. So I wanted to highlight these a little bit.
We did speak about how it was a little bit of a funny rollout, how they, on his promotion for his shoe,
Yeah.
how he wore all these colorways, not one shoe of his came out yet, Was Nike marketing it wrong? He came out and said like, "Oh, I have no problem with how they're doing it. Like, this is my shoe, whatever," and which was cool. All that has kind of faded away, and I actually, it's definitely grown on me too. And like I said earlier, they've done like all these old school colorways for it, and but the team themselves, not too good.
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, I think maybe against the Thunder, and maybe against the Mavericks, the Suns could have picked up one. I just think the Wolves are that good, and especially Anthony Edwards he's that guy. He's really coming into his own. Book did have a good game in this last game, Game 4. They did end up losing 116 to 122, and the Wolves swept the series, their first ever sweep. 49 points for Book, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, a block, 2 turnovers, 5 fouls, 13 of 21 shooting, and 20 for 21 from the line. KD had 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. So I just think it was kind of what everyone said. You just didn't have enough in the tank. Like, you sent all these assets out in the trade for Beal and KD, and
you have nothing else.
You didn't have enough left. And I mean, it wasn't the big three. I think did okay in my book.
They weren't necessarily healthy all year.
No, I mean the regular season was kind of a disaster, but this playoffs wasn't much better either. But they did I think statistically well. 27.5 points for D-Book, 26.8 for Durant, and then only 16.5 for Beal. But I think that makes sense. If you're the third guy, 16 is decent. And no one else during this series against the Wolves averaged double-digit points. So I think that's where it gets a little tough.
I also think they missed Grayson Allen a little bit. He was the number 1 3-point shooter in the league.
They also, no one averaged double-digit rebounds for the Suns, and that was a big problem for them. And Nurk is pretty good, but he's kind of the only guy out there that can do that kind of stuff. And especially going up against this Wolves team with Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, and Cat, good luck. Good luck in the rebound. And Jaden McDaniels, that guy is good.
Is it McDaniels?
Yeah,
right.
McDaniels,
okay.
yeah.
He's, I guess the stat was with him guarding Beal or Booker.
Oh man!
I think together they were like 22% from the field.
No, yeah, he
awesome
locked him down. And Ant did a great job guarding KD, which is crazy because he's given up like 8 inches. And he also was guarding Beal really well, and those two got into it quite a bit in the games that I watched. So
I love the. I've never been swept, so we ain't getting swept. And then they interviewed him the day they got swept. Not getting swept, huh? He made fun of himself. Real quick, how do you like the Book one? I know you weren't really a fan.
I'll put up a closer picture just to get a better idea. This colorway is nothing crazy, but like you've mentioned, he has had a lot of cool colorways that pay respect to all these classic Nikes. And even in the series, he wore a pair of Shattered Backboard inspired Book 1s.
And one of your favorites.
Yes. And those do look, I mean, they look cool. I actually don't really mind the Book 1 in the way it looks, but it just doesn't look like a performance basketball shoe.
There's a feeling of it being a little too simple, or like
it's very simple
or something, right?
And it looks very casual, I think too. So and I do think, if my memory serves, some of that was intentional. You know,
because of his personal style.
They wanted to make a shoe like this. I think he probably wanted to too. He's obviously a big sneakerhead based on all these cool colorways he's had.
Right.
I think they wanted a shoe like the Jordan 1, or all these classic Nikes that started out as a performance shoe, and now you just wear them to record a podcast. So I think that's kind of what they were going for.
Yeah.
Which explains the simplicity and stuff. But I just think, it almost in a way, it's like, okay, well, why would I wear that when I could just wear this? Like, there's so much inspired by the Dunk and the Jordan 1 and other kind of more casual shoes that I don't know. I need to take a closer look. I'd like to see them in person, I think. But definitely, I don't think I'd wear them for basketball.
It wouldn't be on my top of my list, for sure. But I do like the shoe and what they're doing with it.
It's an interesting idea to try and make, because I mean I think that's something we talk about somewhat is that there's not a lot. It's coming back, you know. We talked about it last week, how people are trying to bring back wearing basketball shoes
with
just a regular fit.
with an outfit. Yeah.
But so this is kind of like bridging that gap in a way, which is cool. But I don't know.
Maybe not. But yeah, I could definitely see these one being one of the pairs that you could do that with a regular outfit. But,
Yeah, I think so easily because they're just so simple. Yeah, they're not. They don't look crazy like a Luka or
exactly, or like two basketball shoe.
Yeah. So there's something to be said for that. But
yeah. But would we do it? Probably not.
I don't know. I really do. If I could see them in person, I think I'd have
Yeah.
a stronger feeling.
If you want to give Nike, if you want to give, so we'll give you a full review on it. We'll throw it on here. Just saying.
That's some good press
Exactly.
for a little company like Nike.
But his shoe is actually producing pretty good revenue for them. It's also they also have been releasing them through sneakers, and they've been selling out. So he's good testament to his following, I guess.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
The sneaker world also is taking a huge liking into this pair. One of my coworkers is a Suns fan, and he's been trying to each one that's came out on sneakers. He's tried to get all of them.
He hasn't hit on a single one.
On any single one.
Holy
so
cow.
Kind of crazy if you think about it. Maybe the rollout on the promotion on his rollout of the shoe is not as bad as they thought.
I guess. Well, here I'll strike up a deal, EJ's coworker.
Yeah.
I will try and hit on some if you can let us review them on the show.
There you go.
Before you wear them.
There you go.
Please.
There you go. You hear that, Ivan?
Anthony Edwards in this game had 40 points, and he just kind of
The beast.
He kind of dominated this series, man. He is playing in another dimension.
The new face.
The new face. He
Right?
is coming for.
Would you say that? I think so.
I mean,
I think so.
it could.
He's got the character for it,
I think.
and the game.
Yeah. I think right now, if like all of a sudden LeBron and KD and Giannis, mostly LeBron and KD and Steph, of course, if they all retired, I would be like, Luka's the guy.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But Anthony Edwards,
He's coming up fast.
he is, and he's on the Olympic squad this year. The Olympic squad is gonna.
With Book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Olympic
Gonna be
squad
interesting.
It's gonna be a fun summer. KD too. Gonna be a crazy Olympic year.
That squad is wild.
Out for revenge.
Oh, big time.
But yeah, Anthony Edwards, he's going to be the guy. He is going to be, at some point, he's going to be the guy.
What's gonna come first? Him getting MVP or us getting a pair of AE1s?
Us getting a pair
I think so
of
too.
AE1s.
I think so too.
Maybe a pair of AE2s.
That's true. And who knows if
Probably going to be coming somewhat soon.
Yeah, that's
They came
right.
out last fall, so.
And then we'll probably see him wear it beginning of next season or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Or by All-Star game,
Who knows? All right, last pair here, and another guy.
Another one.
Another one. Another guy who is a young whippersnapper, up-and-comer. Jalen Brunson, center stage there.
And we just said this recently before we started rolling. We did not expect him to be
Not
this guy.
this good. And under the brightest lights.
Yes.
I think there's something to be
Dude.
said about playing in New York.
In the Mecca.
And it's working for him for sure. But yes, I in particular, when he got moved, or when he left Dallas in free agency to sign with New York, I was like, He had moments of being really good, but I just don't see it.
Being a superstar.
Yeah, and now, boy, was I wrong. I was so wrong.
I was too. I did not expect him to be this type of player. I thought he was going to be a really good point guard, but not elite to this point.
He is, thus far through the NBA playoffs, the leader in points per game.
Really?
He is averaging 34.4
Holy
points per
moly.
game.
Yeah.
And he is also 5th in assists with 8.4.
Wow.
So he has just been
That's amazing.
absolutely killing it. Only averaging 3 turnovers, which is also pretty good. He's leading this team.
Would you say this is the best series of the playoffs so far?
Mavs Clippers was up there until I think maybe
They started getting blown out and stuff.
And also, it's just a bummer with Mavs Clippers. Like, Kawhi came back for what, one game now, 2 games.
They just announced he's not playing Game 6 either.
Like what? It's just sad. It just upsets me. I like. It's not that I necessarily want the Clippers to win. I do not. But like, I want. You always want players to be
want the
healthy,
best players
but
to play.
especially Kawhi, man, because that dude was Finals MVP. Like single-handedly took the Raptors to the finals, pretty much. Like he was just back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. Like he was on another level.
Easily a top 5 player
And then
when he's fully healthy.
I just don't think you can even put him in the top 10 just because you don't know.
What you gonna get?
You don't know what you're gonna get, and I don't think it's his fault.
One of your favorite players.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite players for a long time, and now it's just you don't see him. And I don't think it's his fault. It's just frustrating and sad.
I do agree because I love to watch him dominate on the block.
Yeah, man, he can dominate
Unstoppable
from
scorer.
anywhere.
When if he wants to score, he'll get it. You know when he tries to get into the paint and that little
Mid-range
floaty,
killer.
It's
Yeah.
over when he's got that going.
But yes, to answer your question, this has been easily the best series, and even in this game,
Getting a little dirty, getting a little
a little too dirty. We talked about that.
We talked about that, getting a little mad at each other.
This was game 4, I believe. And in Philly, it was kind of a big deal because they had all these Philly fans came out and were in New York, so they kind of took over the arena a little bit. In New York fans in Philly, I mean.
In Philly, sorry, yeah.
And the Knicks went up 3-1, and I know Joel said he was pissed. I know for their upcoming game today or tomorrow in Philly, because Philly did come back and steal one in New York, which was pretty crazy.
Yep.
For Game 6, though, they bought the 76ers and the guy that owns Fanatics that used to own the 76ers. I don't remember his name.
Pat Croce.
I don't think so. They bought 2,000 seats in Wells Fargo Center to give out to first responders. So
that's awesome.
that's cool, and it's also smart because then you fill it with Philly fans. So
As opposed to Knicks fans, yeah.
yeah, so should be good. Like I said, though, this was Game 4. Here's a close-up look at these Kobe 6 PEs for Jalen Brunson.
And real quick, remember we were talking about the materials on the 39? No, creasing or anything? Do you see all them here?
You can see it there already, yeah.
Still a beautiful shoe. Doesn't matter to me. But I like that they upped the technology to do that.
Yeah, you had said, I had said before we started, I want to talk about Brunson. I don't really care what shoe he's wearing. And you said, I was going to send you this orange pair he wore, but I thought we talked about the Kobe 6 too much, which we do. But these are nuts. These are beautiful.
Dude.
They're so cool. Creamsicle Kobe's.
Yeah. Yes.
With a K.
Or
Creamsicle.
The orange Julius's.
Yeah, that's for Randall's shoe.
Sorry, my bad.
He wears Skechers, though.
The orange Brunsons.
Yeah, these are tight, man. These are such a cool...
Just a nice solid orange with white. That's all you got.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
We talked about it a little bit. He wore the recently released Italian camo version of these.
Fire
the
also.
next game. So in this Game 4, though, he had 47 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists, a block, and only 1 turnover with 2 fouls on 18 of 34 shooting. The Knicks did win 97-92. And it was kind of a small comeback from come from behind victory.
Yeah.
Embiid had 27 points, 10 rebounds, only 1 point in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was bad.
Not great. Kind of a little collapse there.
But shout out to New York for having a star now on their
legit
team. The last time was probably Melo.
Yeah.
So
I think they kind of were hoping Randall would be this guy.
I think
he is not. He is not the star or the talent, I think, of Brunson.
Do you almost move him next year?
I mean, he's good. He's a pretty good player. I don't know if he would... I mean, at this
point...
I don't know if the style fits. I don't know if he would be willing to accept that Brunson's the guy. I mean, maybe. He doesn't feel like that kind of player to me. Yeah, I don't know. I think you can move. You obviously don't really need him. I mean, I'm sure it would help.
Look what they're doing. Yeah,
Tibbs would be happy to have him, but yeah, not a guy that really fits that New York team style to me. They all seem kind of nose to the pavement and hard worker guys. And Randall never struck me as that kind of guy when he played in LA. So
I also saw a good point that Hartenstein took over Mitch Robinson's minutes because he does more than Mitch Robinson.
Hartenstein's really good, man.
Which is why he's the starter now, you know? I think that could be a huge key to their success recently, you know?
Let's see. Julius Randle. Where is he? Where's his contract? He's under contract next year and then a player option for 25, 26. So it might be a little tough to move. I mean, you get one. I would imagine
he's in like the 30 million range.
He's gonna make 30 million next year and then 32, which is not. I mean, that's a lot of money.
And then it also depends on who are you trying to get that'll fit your mix, right?
I think you'll probably would just hold on to him and hope that he can fit in with. I mean, him and Brunson should play well together. I mean, pick and roll, but
I mean, it worked for the most part. This season.
But
you're right. This might be the season. The next season might be this make almost like a prove it, and then the next year is the option, right? Yeah. So
it's his option. It's a player option though. So I mean,
I'm staying.
Yeah, I mean, for $32 million, I would not opt out. I don't think he's going to get more than that. But that's it for the Heat on the feet this week.
Yes.
No more. That was it. We're done.
Nobody else wore anything.
No, they all played barefoot. It was very strange.
It was weird.
Yeah.
They wore Chucks.
It's a new penalty that they're doing.
Toes out.
If your coach challenges a play and loses, you all have to play with your toes out.
With toes out. Toes for the bros.
Toes. That's our other website. Check that out.
Yeah, don't please.
Don't check that out.
Don't type that in. Just one really quick thing. There is a Clipper show coming out. Clipped.
Yes, it's called Clipped.
Yeah.
Hey, Clipper's gonna clip, bro.
That's also true. Yes.
Clipper's gonna clip.
We were just kind of shocked by it because I saw it like a random trailer just popped up.
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Lawrence Fishburne with like his lineup like Doc, and I was like, "What is happening? Is this fake? And is this AI?"
And Ed O'Neill as Donald Sterling.
I love Ed O'Neill.
I know.
But what a character to play, you know.
I don't know if I'd do it.
You brought up a good point. I was like, kind of weird if they did a Clipper show, but it's about the situation that happened.
Yeah.
So,
which I don't know. That's a crazy story and one of the craziest NBA moments. You see,
big time.
For life, the Adam Silver banning. You see that get memed a lot. So it's like there's a lot there, but I do feel like it could be perceived as a bit insensitive, maybe.
Yeah. Definitely.
Depends on how they do it.
We'll see when it comes out, man.
Yeah.
People will have their opinions on it for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, kind of funny that the Clippers got their own show. Mm-hmm. I wonder how many players you'll see, because it's obviously not really about the players. It's going to be more about Donald Sterling. But like, who's going to play Blake Griffin? They should just have Blake Griffin play Blake Griffin. He's acted a little bit,
and he's all about being in Hollywood now too. I feel like
he tried to. You remember before when he was in Detroit and like didn't care about basketball at all, he tried to start a stand-up career.
Oh, and he was in a bunch of the roasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Mm-hmm. But he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's funny. He's got a good timing, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've never seen a stand-up. Obviously, it doesn't appear that that's worked out.
He recently just permanently retired too.
Yes. Yeah. Recently, he's done. So pretty good career.
Mm-hmm. And to end on the retiring note. LA legend, I'm going to call him a legend because he is. Matt Kemp retired today.
Wow.
I hope they have some type of ceremony for him at Dodgers Stadium this season because he deserves it. That guy was a monster.
You still see crazy Kemp jerseys every time you go to a Dodger game. Everywhere.
He will forever be his MVP year that was stolen by Christian Yelich. He will be my MVP for that year.
Well, all I'll say is Christian Yelich was pretty damn good, but yes.
Oh no, sorry, Ryan Braun was that, and he ended up getting caught for PEDs that year.
There you go.
So Matt Kemp he's
owed one,
yeah, they owe him one. So on that note, thank you guys.
Shout out 27.
Shout out 27 and the Dodgers, Matt Kemp. Thank you guys for watching. We will catch you guys next week on the Flippity Flop. Ooh, two? Let's do feet.